Hey everyone, this is MJ. You are at my channel called Reading This Life, where we talk fiction, friends, and fun. In this video, it's a book review. We're going back to the 80s. My best friend's Exorcism. Stay tuned. And as always, before we get started, remember to like this video, comment down below. Are you a fan of the 80s? Were you around when the 80s were around? Do you love good vintagey horror? Let me know in the comment section down below. Spooky season is here. This book, My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix, was on my radar for a long time. Independent Bookstore Day happened in April of this year, and I was on the hunt for it, and the bookstore that I went to, that I go to every year for Independent Bookstore Day, had it. And I was there with my best friend, and I said, hey, check the horror section, and if you see something that looks like an old VHS tape, let me know. So right after I said that, I found it, I spotted it, and I grabbed it. This cover is amazing. It says, be kind, rewind. Like, it's just really good. And it has that Stranger Things nostalgic feel that I absolutely love. So I'm gonna say that I was hesitant reading this because, as everyone knows that subscribes to my channel, I am tiptoeing back into the horror genre this year. And I really haven't read anything yet that has, that has kept me up all night or given me nightmares or anything like that. And I was kind of worried about this one, but there's nothing to get worried about. So in the blurb, it says, like an unholy hybrid of Beaches, let me know if you saw Beaches, and The Exorcist. So I completely and thoroughly enjoyed this book. A lot of people said that I would. If you are afraid of reading horror, if you are wanting to read horror, but you're not sure exactly where to start and you want something kind of edge you in, tiptoe a little bit, if you will, this is the one. Why I say that is because this is about friendship and kind of leads up to what happens. This is a little bit about the exorcism, and this is like the end of the story. There's not much. On a scale, I'm going to do a new scale for spooky season. On a scale of, let's say, I don't know, whatever emoji I'm going to pick for spooky season, we're going to go like 1 to 5. On a scare factor, I'm going to give this like a 2.5. It wasn't that scary. Which I appreciated. I really didn't want to be freaked out. The Exorcist is one of my horror movies that traumatized me as a child. And I will never watch that when it's on TV. Like, I just can't stand it. So this, I was a little nervous about going into, but it's so good. It's so good. If you are a fan of the 80s, it is oozing and dripping with 80s nostalgia. We're talking Benetton. We're talking crimping your hair. Freaking amazing. If you want a shot of the Fountain of Youth, if you are my age and you know how old I am, and if you don't, you need to know, I was born in 1972. You need to read this because it will bring back those feelings. I felt as if I went to high school with Grady Hendrix. That's how good I felt about reading the nostalgia pieces. Every single chapter is named after an 80s song. Love that. I have nothing bad to say about this book. There's 1 or 2 little things with the plot that I wish maybe would have gone a little further. But all in all, thoroughly enjoyed. I'm giving this 5 stars on, I think I gave it 5 stars on Goodreads. Horror-wise, I'm giving it like 2.5 because it's not that scary. Super enjoyable though. A couple issues with the book that I had, but nothing significant. Now, Courtney from Tangible Reads and I did this as a buddy read, and she did a live that I was a guest on. So I will link that video down below if you want to see us yuck it up for an hour about this book. But yeah, it was just really, 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 really enjoyable. If you want to get a head start into spooky season, I would suggest reading this now because this has been adapted for a movie that is going to be released on Amazon Prime, premiering September 30th. Yeah, premiering September 30th. Get this read. It is lovely. Crystal from Fiber Artsy, she read it last year, she read it this year. Love this book. Grady Hendrix, he also wrote Horror Store. He wrote The Southern Girl's Guide to Vampire Slaying. This was released in 2015, I believe. No, 2016. 2016, well worth a read. If you're looking just to get into spooky season and you don't want to dive in all the way, think of Heathers with kind of a horror twist. Okay, if you like that analogy, you will love this book. So, yeah, highly recommended. Grady Hendrix grew up in Charleston. He lives in New York City. I am very familiar with the city of Charleston, and it was delightful, all of the references that he made to Charleston. Just fantastic. I don't have much negative to say. So, yeah, definitely check it out. If it's on your TBR, move it up. Be sure to read it before the movie comes out, because the movie looks like a trip. I will leave a link for the movie trailer from Amazon. I'll leave it in the description box as well. Okay, so that is my 6-minute review. I actually worked a heck of a lot today, and I am off to bed, people. So I will leave you with that. Make sure, if you haven't read it, read it. This movie is going to be awesome. And check out our full review fun video. Yeah, it was just fabulous. Just the lingo, the language, the friendship, the issues that you have when you're in high school. It's just fantastic. So to give you a little summary, I'll read the back. High school sophomores Abby and Gretchen have been best friends since the 4th grade, but after an evening of skinny dipping goes disastrously wrong, Gretchen begins to act different. She's moody, she's irritable, and bizarre incidents keep happening whenever she's nearby. Abby's investigation leads her to some startling discoveries, and by the time their story reaches its terrifying conclusion, the fate of Abby and Gretchen will be determined by a single question. Is their friendship powerful enough to beat the devil? Like an unholy hybrid of Beaches meets The Exorcist, my best friend's Exorcism blends teen angst, adolescent drama, unspeakable horrors, and a mix of 80s pop songs into a pulse-pounding supernatural thriller. That's basically it. Fantastic. Get your spooky on, get it started. Today is the first official day of fall, and this is what you need to start your month with. Okay, everyone, I am out of here. I'm going to bed. All right, so I will catch you in my next video, which will be sooner rather than later. All right, so until next time, goodbye for now, everyone.